tutorial on how to use School AI. You're just going to type in schoolai.com in the browser and it will come up on this, and then you can just sign in using your Google account or just a regular account. But this is the screen that it'll come up to, and we already have a couple options here. So we're going to start with students. This is Sidekick. It's going to be a student AI, so they can quiz themselves, answer questions, and then I just tell it what I want my students to work with, and then I launch it and give them the code for it. And then they can work with whatever I assigned. Another thing for students is here up in tools, there's going to be some things for teachers, but I think this is really fun for students. There's going to be some jokes. I already generated one earlier, but I did some animal jokes, and it just gave me 3 things that I could ask my students and have some fun with in my classroom. Back to Launchpad, we're gonna go to find a space, and this is gonna be for teachers. Um, there is math adventure, multiplication, addition, and vocabulary practices. There's tons of other things that other teachers and educators have created to let us use. And then it's just going to be the same thing. They can ask questions. I can put in prompts, and then assign it to my students. Um, Another thing for teachers is that you can create your own space. So I have already created a space. I actually got to put in what I wanted it to do. So I just did fractions, and then I put the purpose. I actually entered it as standard whenever I was creating it. And then you can also do instructions and descriptions, but I put what I wanted my students to work on, and I even did like a candy bar example. So, I'll just show you a little bit of the preview. I put this part in on the top, and then this is going to be the first questions. How many pieces do you want to start with, and and do you have a favorite candy bar in mind for this activity? So they get to create it, and then whenever I launch it, it'll just launch with a Google Classroom code or Space code, which is going to be QR. Which you as a teacher can decide. The only cons that I can see is that it's a little tech savvy for students, and they're gonna have to know how to navigate it. And for teachers, it does take time to generate stuff, so you have to be patient and kind of plan ahead. So it's not something you can use randomly. And you're not really in control of what it generates, so you can tell it as much as you want, but there is that risk that you're taking. But overall, I think it's an extremely helpful tool, and especially with all these other tools like worksheets and lesson plans, I think it could be really great for your classroom and bring a creative aspect to it.